Hey everybody, I'm AdamHarry with...
the one and only Goatboy.
That's right, we're from BoLS, and we have the Space Marine Codex.
So first of all, I want to make a big, huge point. That is a new picture on the front cover.
That is a new picture.
That's not a reused picture from before. No. It is a brand new picture, so you can tell the difference between your codexes.
Hey! High five, everybody!
Yeah! Woo! That's number one.
That's number one.
I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
We're not going to go through every page. Just so you guys know, if you're expecting us to stop on every page, we're not going to do that. That's not how we roll here. We want to talk about some of the big highlights, though, because there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. There are a couple of point tweaks that I do want to call out real fast. I thought that was interesting. Attack Marines are 12 points, and I'm just gonna walk away from there. So that's the only point change we're mentioning.
Yeah, Tactical Marines are 12 points.
Yes.
That's a pretty big one because Chaos Space Marines are 13. Everything else is 13.
Yep.
13 seemed to be the price. Now at 12 points, you get 5 of them. That is what, 60 points?
I'll let you guys. No. I'll let you guys figure that one out. Scouts are still 11. That's the only points we're mentioning this whole time.
Yeah. So 5 points. 5 points. So.
Real fast too, here's the contents. There are some missing units that we think, well, we know they have been moved from this book to other books, but there are fewer units in this book than the other Space Marine Codex.
So the big thing on this, I want to say before everything else goes on there, this is the Codex Astartes.
Right.
What Roboudi has always asked about. This is it.
This is the book.
Yeah, this is, so that gives you an idea.
Basically, everybody in Power Armor is probably going to use this book.
Right. So this is the shell, and as you build out on top of it, why is that important? You'll see later when you see supplements. You'll understand this aspect. So this is the. If you're going to play Space Marines,
you need this book.
You need this book.
And if you're playing Blood Angels, you're playing Space Wolves, you're playing Dark Angels, probably Death Watch, Legion of Damn, whatever you're playing, you probably want to get this book. Real fast too, there's a bunch of lore stuff in here too. There's a really cool section about making Space Marines. I love this stuff too. This is some of my favorite stuff to read about. It does go through the Ultima Founding, Primaris stuff, Successor chapters, all this cool stuff. Lots of paint schemes in here, a lot of really cool stuff. It does the typical thing with the background for each and every unit in the book. It talks about transport vehicles. Again, Rhinos, Razorbacks, drop pods, still a thing. They didn't get pulled. Battle tanks, again, Predators, Whirlwinds. As much as everybody is totally abusing Whirlwinds, they're still around for some reason.
Scott, I wish those things would be banned.
Right, they're so terrible. They're so good.
So good.
Terrible. Anyway,
ruin the day.
Gravtic battle tanks, again, the Repulsor Executioner, and the new Impulsor, which was shown off here. That is the 6-man transport, which we can talk about that. Gunships, Land Raiders.
6-man football.
6-man football. Here's a bunch of the new pictures for the miniatures. There's not a ton to show off in here that we haven't already seen. We do get the first look at the las fusils, though, which are pretty rad.
Like I said, I'm overall as a thought process a Marine. Just the preview stuff and get a chance to read this. Yeah, I'm pretty interested. Like it is a kind of a reworked book. I had some chit chat with some of the playtesters because I'm friends with a lot of people online. Yeah, and the big thing they talked about was they wanted Marines to feel like Marines. Yeah, which is a very important aspect on there. That that's why everything they've talked about is this whole shooting vehicles, laying down, making bolter fire important. All those aspects are real, and so far it seems to kind of be like they're pushing that direction.
They've really pushed the bolters. They've elevated bolters. Like this is something the Marines use and they kill stuff with. Real fast too. Here's a size comparison of the two: the new Impulsor and the new Repulsor. But there's actually a better picture. You can see kind of the difference here. If you're looking closely at the front profile, you notice that the front portions are a little bit more Rhino-like, right? A little bit smaller than the Land Raider-esque Repulsor.
Look at how sweet this like everyone's mad about it, and people get mad about it. I love the aspect of the stripped down speed runner armor. I find it pretty interesting, and the rules sound kind of good. So.
Let's talk rules since you brought it up real quick. Keyword real fast. Angels of Death incorporates the following rules, and they shall know no fear: Bolter Discipline, Shock Assault, and Combat Doctrines. Combat Doctrines are the new thing we'll get to in a second. Bolter Discipline hasn't really changed. That's the same thing.
It's the same one from the chapter approved where they tweaked it, FAQ'd it, and removed the vehicle ability to use it.
So again, Terminators, Bikes, Bikers, Centurions, Dreadnoughts, Infantry, of course. Yeah. So it's still good. Shock Assault was a newer ability we've seen. That's just the first turn of combat. They get an extra attack, essentially. which is pretty sweet.
And it looks like it's not labeled to anything saying, like how they say infantry and everything else.
No.
Looks like it just says they all
If you get the Angels of Death rule, if you have that rule, you have all of these. And there are a lot of units that have the Angels of Death. I think the only people that don't have it are, like, servitors. Also, side note, too, this might be foreshadowing some of those other books coming out, but if you are playing Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Death Watch, Grey Knights, Legion of the Damned, or Space Wolves, that's one of the keywords you can't use for your chapter. For reasons.
Yeah, they're saying that you can't make an army out of this stuff, and then there's going to be a PDF or something they're going to release to say these are the units you can take in your army.
We'll see. Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's what they already said. They already said online. So we should see something this weekend with it.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Combat doctrines, real fast. This is a new thing. These are actually an old school thing that they brought back.
Right.
You can kind of pick your doctrine. I do want to call this out real fast. The start of the battle. If the Devastator Doctrine is active, you can change it. If the Devastator Doctrine is active during the previous battle round, you can change it to the Tactical Doctrine. If the Tactical Doctrine is active during the previous battle round, you can change it to the Assault Doctrine. And there's no way to change it from the Assault Doctrine after the fact in here. Now, there may be some rules character-wise that allow you to shuffle that around.
So that's an important factor. So when you start with a Devastator, you can only move to Tactical, right? Is that
yep. You start with Devastator. At the start of the battle, Devastator Doctrine is active, and then you kind of move down the line. But yeah, the bonus, by the way, unless specified otherwise, this bonus is not cumulative with any other rules that improve armor penetration characteristic of a weapon. Example, the Storm of Fire Warlord trait. Now, there's some other stuff that's... We're not going to get into it right now, but just want to call out those things for the combat doctrine. It's very important.
Basically, they're trying to... So, there's been a lot of chatter on stacking modifier stacking stuff.
Yep.
And so, I'm getting the feeling that we're going to see a lot of no to stacks.
Yeah. We'll see what they do.
But this is interesting because you think, I can stack here. There's some other rules that let me get better. I can stack it again.
Right.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, and again, unless the rule states otherwise, there are rules that say does stack or whatever. We're not going to get into all that stuff right now. I want to talk about characters. If you notice in here, there are no named characters.
Yeah. Can you guess where the named characters are going to go?
Yeah.
They're going to go on the special supplement called Goatboy's named characters. All handwritten.
Boom. All handwritten.
All handwritten.
Exactly.
It'll have everything on there.
I do want to call it. There are now 7 captains. So rule of 3.
So we can make
21 captain army. Boom.
21.
Let's make it happen.
Well, it could be like that bad Adam Sandler, like the 7 something or other.
7.
You call them the 7 samurai. Oh, you can do a 7 samurai.
We're not going to go through all that stuff here.
I mean, it's all this it's all the same stuff. The new units have been shown. Yeah. So the big thing is like from a standpoint, it's the same group. Now this is the biggest thing.
There's more troops now.
Yeah, there's more troops.
So real fast, count the troops: Intercessor, Tactical, Infiltrator, Incurser,
Incurser,
and Scout. So there's now more troops, and if you notice, there's a couple troops that are missing that used to be the Black Templar only troops. So want to call that out? Where'd they go? I don't know. Where'd they... yeah, moving on from there.
Same kind of thing. The same. It's like the same setup.
Centurions are now in this book, so that means Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves. If you're using this in conjunction, which I think you're going to be able to, just saying that right now,
they're going to be able to get it.
You can take Centurions,
which is always interesting. It's one of those units because I think the way the bolters are set up and everything else, there might be some work on it.
Yep. Hellblaster, Eliminator Squads, all that fun stuff.
Thunderfire.
We
Hunter.
haven't seen any other new units that haven't already been shown off.
Right, so it's pretty much the same thing. The big one is the Casino El Camino.
I do want to show off the Impulsor because that's brand new too. It's pretty cool. Shrink toughness 7, 11 wounds, so it's a lighter vehicle.
You want to talk about? I looked at the points. I saw it.
No, we're not talking any more points, man.
Okay,
no more
I'm saying it's
it's 75 points, but that's not the point.
It's well costed because you only have to get it with 2 Stormbolters, so you're not shoved onto a whole crap ton of random guns.
Yep, it comes standard with 2 Stormbolters. You can take additional 1 Iron Hail Heavy Stubber. Ugh.
It's Heavy Chubber.
Yep. You can equip 2 Frag Storm Grenade Launchers instead of the 2 Stormbolters. I wouldn't. And then you can have a Shield Dome or Orbital Comms Relay, or can be equipped with one of the following: Galactus Missile Array or 1 Iron Hail Sky Talon Array. And those are some different weapon options. The Shield Dome does give you a 4-up invuln, so that's kind of nice. And the Orbital Comm in the shooting phase, you can call down a barrage, Orbital Barrage. D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting because I said the tank is well costed.
Yeah.
But
transport capacity, by the way, 6. If you it is Primaris infantry only. Cannot do jump pack or Mark X Gravis models. So yeah.
So to give you a thought process, I'm not gonna tell you the points, but they're not that expensive. Like, it's not going to be a super expensive tank, which is good. Hopefully it doesn't cost a whole lot of money, which I don't know yet. But we'll see this weekend when we can be click, 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 click. Give me my stuff.
Yep. Armored Space Marines, there weren't a ton of new stuff. There were some tweaks, though. I'm personally really happy about this. The auto bolt rifle, which folks may remember, I mentioned this back in January, I think February, when Vigilus came out, and the bolt rifle became the de facto awesome weapon because it was rapid fire and all the Vigilus stuff came out. They actually tweaked the other weapons, and I'm so happy they did, because now the auto bolt rifle is Assault 3, which is great, because I was like, that's what they need to do. So it's an Assault 3 gun, and the Stalker pattern is 2 damage, which is great. It upped the damage on that.
3 shots coming out, 5 guys coming out 15 shots with ability to get down to 2s and just hitting stuff, and then you maybe have ability to wound or reroll wounds. That's going to be a lot of...
15, you remember in Vigilus as well? Let's skip over to stratagems real fast. You remember in Vigilus as well? They had what was it called? The Veteran Intercessors rule. Guess what? It's in here again. And you don't have to be a Veteran Intercessor to do Boltstorm anymore.
No.
Boltstorm is just a thing that auto bolt rifles can do. So they can all auto hit at half range, Thomas. 5 dudes hopping out. What's up, dog? 12 inches away. Auto hit.
It's
2 CP, but still.
I mean, this you're going to build these armies up. I think you have enough little places that you can basically build.
How many stratagems total are we looking at in the book real quick? Because I'm counting here. There's 8 on this page. There's 9 on this page, and I think there's 2 more pages.
Yeah, 2 more pages, and then it's like another 9 and another 8.
So,
a lot of stratagems.
Yeah, over 30 stratagems in this book. Way more than 30. Was it 8, 8, and 9, 7? Anyway, yeah, you get the point. There's 4 pages of stratagems in here. There's chapter relics. There's a ton of those. We're not going to go through all this. This was cool. The Warlord Traits, want to call this out real fast. You get the Space Marine Warlord Traits. There's 6 of those. Mm-hmm. There are also the 6 Vanguard Warlord Traits. So if you're captain or your characters in Phobos armor, you can choose from the Vanguard Warlord Traits instead. You also get the 8 Warlord Traits, which, minor spoiler, the Ultramarine one is also in the Ultramarine supplement, but there's 5 more to choose from for the Ultramarines.
So this is the kind of idea you have on the supplement, but that'll be talked about later on next week.
Let's talk Successor... the chapter tactics we've already seen. We can talk about those.
Do you want to talk about the chaplain?
Oh!
There's the first one's very good, I think. This one?
Yeah. Real fast, there's the Successor chapter tactics. There are 19 to choose from. One of them is basically pick your other one. As far as I can tell, there's only 2 that you can't take together. That is Duelist and Whirlwind of Rage. These 2 cannot be taken together, but everything else you can pretty much do. Duelist is, let's see, 6 auto wounds. So if you roll a 6 to hit, you auto wound with your close combat weapon
infantry or
in melee.
biker.
Yep. Against infantry or biker, correct.
No, against infantry or biker.
Yeah. Whirlwind of Rage, that one is a...
melee weapon. On a 6, you score an additional...
Yeah, additional hit. So you can't get an additional hit that auto hits. Sorry, folks. But other than that, those are pretty... not as crazy as I thought they were going to be. There's the stratagems. Relics. We're not going to talk relics, but I do want to talk Librarian's Discipline, Obscuration Discipline. Both of these are in the book now. So again, Vanguard, if you remember those from Vigilus. And then... Yeah, Litanies of Battle.
So the first one has me very excited. Are you switch the page?
No. The other page has points on it. We're not talking points. Remember, Thomas?
Oh, not talking points. Not talking points.
The impulsors are not 75 points. Yes, they are. We're not talking points. What Litanies of Battle?
So the first one I like is called Litanies of Fate. They work the same way as Chaos. You roll a d6. You can generate either roll a d6 or generate. I think it's the same way. A 3+ I think does it.
Yeah.
So Litany of Faith. If Litany is inspiring, when a model in a friendly chapter unit within 6 inches of the model lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll 1d6 on a 5+ that wound is not lost.
Boom.
So you can start doing some stuff interesting there to stop mortal wounds. I think that one's pretty interesting.
By the way, the Litanies of Hate can be used by the Primaris Chaplain, obviously, and the regular Chaplain, or the Chaplain Terminator.
So now, the other one, Catechism of Fire, they pick a unit within 6 inches, and they now have +1 to wound for shooting.
Nice. +1 to wound for shooting.
Again, with a ranged weapon by a model enemy that gets the closest enemy unit. So it's still harder or anything else on there, but still a chance for +1 wound. You know how powerful Venture Long War is. This is a way for them to sit there and come out of a Rhino and be like, no, you get wrecked.
Oh, Veterans of Long War, right? That's a thing. There's a stratagem now.
Oh, is there one?
There's one. I don't know if you saw this one yet, Thomas.
I have not looked at the stratagem yet.
There's a stratagem called Death to the Traitors. You want to read that one for the folks at home?
Use a stratagem in the fight phase when an Adeptus Astartes unit from your army shows the fight with. Until the end of the phase, when you resolve an attack made with a melee model by a model in that unit against a Heretic Astartes unit or Adam, on modified roll of 6, you can make 1 additional attack against the same unit using the same weapon. What?
Yeah, so basically
they get death to the
traitors.
Death to the traitors.
Yeah, but it is against Heretic Astartes unit. Unmodified 6s lets you get 1 additional attack.
And it's only
boom, Thomas.
And it's only 1 CP, which is pretty good. Which I like. I like those things that are, you would call them sideboard material from like Magic.
Yeah.
I like that because again, that's one of those things that makes on there because
Yep. There's more stratagems. We're not showing them all off. That's just a little taste of the Space Marine Codex.
But yeah, I think it looks interesting. I know, like everyone I've talked to, it sounds like a full rework. We made the joke that it feels like it's 3.5 Marines in some ways.
It does.
With bigger Marines.
Like yeah.
Bigger Marines.
Overall, final thoughts here. I like it. I think this Space Marine just got a huge boost, and we haven't even got into the supplemental codexes, man. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's just an interesting thing because, everyone knows that getting a Marine army isn't very hard. Like, you can work and get your stuff set up and come out with a Marine army and be good to go. So, that aspect of it, I think, is pretty interesting and pretty neat. Yeah. And they just made, that's great.
Yeah, I think this is going to be solid. Everybody and their mom has a Space Marine army at some point or other. So, this is great for new players, for veterans. It's gonna make Space Marines competitive. This could be the way of things moving forward, with the Space Marine book being the core book and then the supplemental books being in addition to. We still don't know for sure Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, but they are using this book as well in conjunction with it. So man,
we'll see. I
think
it'd be interesting just to sit there and do it from a one book to rule them all. You can buy something as you need to. Yeah. And then if they ever update the main book, the supplements stay the same. So it's kind of
We shall see.
We shall see.
Yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Sorry we can't show everything off, guys. That's the deal. But I'm AdamHarry.
Goatboy here.
We're from BoLS Souls. Thanks for watching. Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.